I didn't know you were from my neck of the woods in some respect.
Yeah, yeah. Whereabouts are you from? I'm from
I'm in North London at the minute.
North London. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a kind of a South Londoner.
Oh, you're the
Yeah,
opposite. Yeah, rivals
yeah,
straight
yeah.
away.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Congrats on
Yeah.
the film. It's great fun. Really
Thank
enjoyed it.
you. Thank you.
Obviously, we've seen Storm Shadow in the movies before, but we haven't really seen kind of the before, where he comes from, his origin, because it's almost like his origin story as well. This film. How much fun was it playing kind of the human side of him before all of the kind of GI Joe stuff?
Yeah, I mean that was something I was very conscious of trying to create, and to kind of ground the character into something. I mean, but once you're there in Japan, you're doing your research of the Japanese culture, history, and all that. It yeah, it just helps it, and Robert's the director, and my love for like Japanese cinema and from the Kurosawa times. That was a lot of things we were drawing from to try and make it, a bit different.
Yeah, and it does draw on a lot. As you say, I was going to ask you about the history because it's, as you say, Kurosawa stuff, but then you get all of the, I guess not John Woo-esque, but you get all the action stuff as well, and it's blended so well. When you saw it finished, the fight scenes and stuff, were you impressed as to how they'd kind of put it all together?
I haven't seen the film. I don't watch any of my work,
Hey.
man. I can't. Yeah, I don't. I don't.
I never
Otherwise,
know with these things. I never know whether if some people are like, no, not seen it, not allowed to see it. Some people are like, yeah, I've seen it.
yeah. No, I can't. I can't watch. I don't watch any of my work. It's painful for me because I just think of all the things I do better. I could have done better, or would do better.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've heard
pretty
they've
good.
done a
Now, I'll
good
tell
job.
you that it's pretty good.
All right, cool. Thanks. That's good. That's good. That's
Uh,
good. Yeah.
yeah, and obviously, I mean, you and Henry on screen. I mean, it's a real kind of brother relationship. They both come from these kind of, I guess they've had broken lives, and they find each other in this real kind of brotherhood nature. Was that an easy thing for you two to grasp? Because obviously the writing's really good, but you two obviously are the ones that have to kind of bring it to life.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a lot of experimentation, so we took a lot of stuff off the page, and a lot of that made it into the final product. So I think. Well, I mean, Henry and I we're from Surrey, both of us. We lived very different lives though since the last 10, 15 years. So we got some similarities and a lot of differences, and I think it was. But once you're on the same floor doing the same thing, and working on the character, you do your work, and then Robert, who allowed us to take it off the page and go off different directions and try different things out and tweak a lot of stuff. And after talking to a lot of the fans and trying to figure out my avenue was just focusing on Storm Shadow, and so I think it was that was I guess that's the work, that's the fun part of it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in terms of I asked you about the fight sequences, but in terms of performing them yourself, having to do a lot of them, because you and Henry are playing two characters who people know from the comics are very, very good at their job, so they're very efficient and very, very strong.
Yeah.
Did that put a bit of extra pressure on you guys, given that people expect them to be a certain way, that they are kind of flawless in the way that they do things, or was it good that you had in the original things that it was a little bit more gritty and realistic, that it was a little bit kind of they were honing their skills?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can play into that. I mean, I did a TV show before which was very action heavy, so I was kind of primed and ready for that. So just adapting a different style. Obviously, Tommy's a master, and always that's it's just an art form to making it look like you know what you're doing, basically. And it's you just got to respect that and do the work and do the prep, and yeah.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's a big franchise. When you sign up for these things, you don't know where it's going to go. People might get excited, and going back to it and seeing Storm Shadow. I mean, if you got the opportunity to go back to him, given that, it's not a spoiler to say where his progression goes, you excited to maybe play a different side to him that we haven't seen in the first film, if you get to do a second film?
Yeah, I guess there's always you can always go deeper. You can always go explore more. Different avenues, and yeah, definitely, it's quite a rich character. I think for me, he was someone who grew up with, I mean, in the Arashikage, the code, but for me it's the Bushido code, and it's about him abandoning that code and that compass that he grew up in. There's a lot of stuff you can do that, and the deviation and descent into who he becomes. Yeah, you can take it in so many different directions, but yeah, if you do your work, you can keep exploring stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, I hope we get to see you do it again because it will be very exciting. Thank you so much for your time, mate. I appreciate
Cheers,
it.
mate. Yeah, have a good day, man. Thank you.
Too.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!